All right, what's up, my people? It's your boy JU here. Today we have a video on semen retention. I seen this while I was scrolling. I watched like the first few seconds of it, but I thought as soon as I seen it, I'm like, okay, this is a great thing to talk about. I haven't talked about NoFap and semen retention in a while. And I just want to make sure y'all are staying on path. I think this will be a good video for you guys. So let's watch the video and I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts on it after.
Stop ejaculation. If the person excess ejaculation, they drain themselves to one level, they have impotent 10 days, 15 days, or 1 month, no ejaculation, and you have to learn how to make love, and you don't have the ejaculation every time, and that is the key. When we make love, the body only know that, oh, they want to have baby. So the first thing we call gland system give energy, we call arousal. So every gland system give their energy to combine to make arousal. And orgasm is organ give the best energy combined together is the perfect energy. But we're not going to have baby every time, but the body don't know. When you understand this one, you learn how to bring the sexual energy upward. We call return the sexual energy to revitalize the brain and the organs.
Man. So basically what he's saying is that we shouldn't be busting all the time. That's basically what he's saying. We don't need to be as men. We don't need to be busting 24/7, every time that we have sex, even if it's with a woman. This chart here in the beginning says golden state of preservation of sexual energy. It says at age 20, you shouldn't ejaculate. Well, you should have 4 days between each ejaculation. 38 days, 40, what's that say, 16 days, 50, 21 days, and after 60 years old, you shouldn't be doing it more than every 30 days. And what he's saying is this is going to slow down your aging and make you a lot healthier. And I have to say, I do agree with him. Even in the book I talk about all the time, the Way of the Superior Man, it talks about how us as men, we shouldn't be ejaculating all the time as much as we do. I know some guys are ejaculating 10 to 14 times a week, whether they're masturbating or just having a lot of meaningless sex. We got to understand, ejaculation was for the purpose of creating babies. And like I was saying about the book, The Way of the Superior Man, it has a whole chapter about why you shouldn't, and it talks about this thing that he's talking about now is, having that ejaculation where you're kind of keeping that energy to yourself. You can still have sex, but it's just about not wasting your seed if you're not trying to have a baby at that moment. And instead of ejecting it out, you ejaculate it, and it kind of comes up the spine, and you have a more a different type of orgasm that I think kind of is going to last you a lot longer than just ejaculating out your penis, right? So yeah, man, for all my guys that are on semen retention or holding it in, and you got that feeling like you really want to, it's not about not having sex. It's just about not ejaculating every time that you have sex. And us as men, we've been trained to chase that ejaculation, to chase that orgasm. We've been trained to do that, to pursue women and, busting a woman and get our nut off and have that little good feeling for a few seconds. Or maybe, we do it with a woman that we don't really like, or we do it with ourselves, using our hand or whatever, and we get that shameful feeling after. This is because you're wasting your energy, man. You need to be saving that energy. That's your creative force. That's your life force. That's something that's going to push you to be ambitious and do great things. So it's important for us as men to not be ejaculating so much. And I think this timetable is probably good because, I do think guys that are holding it in more or learning to have those different types of orgasms where it's kind of coming up their body, because like it sounds kind of crazy when people talk about this, but there are guys out there that have kind of mastered this stuff and completely understanding. Me, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I'm a master of how to hold it in every single time, because my mindset has been now to go into sex trying to do that, focus on more so pleasure in a woman and, just enjoying the time that we're spending together, not necessarily chasing a nut every single time. But I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it happens, you know what I'm saying? So it's a definitely a kind of rewiring thing. It's a learning thing that we gotta try to understand as men, that we don't need to ejaculate every time we have sex. And I do also think this is gonna make your relationship better, because you'll be ready to go back to back, and multiple rounds and all that stuff, which is gonna be good for building that good bond with your woman. And also, it's gonna make you not want to chase other women if you're not ejaculating every time you have sex. Because if you ever notice, they say guys kind of need 20 minutes after a nut. Well, if it's a different woman, like say, okay, it's one woman, you nut with her, and then you go link up with another woman right after that, you'll be ready to go. You don't need that wait time. And it's because it's a different woman. But if you're going with the same woman, you're going to need that break in time in between. That's why you're going to automatically have a better sex life if you aren't busting every time you are having sex with your girl. So it's just some things to think about. There are a lot of guys that are having you know erectile dysfunction problems, aging fast, low testosterone. And it's because, man, we get into porn at an early age. Some of us is like, nowadays I can only imagine these kids ain't even 10 yet, learning what porn is and things like that. And they got the internet and access to every single thing in the hand. Kids are getting cell phones younger and younger. So yeah, man, like, you, one thing as a parent, you gotta be on your kid, 'cause you don't want them getting into that stuff that early. But if you are somebody, you're a teen and you've been watching porn for years and jacking off, and you having a bunch of anxiety and all this different stuff, you gotta realize this is a big part of why you're having all these problems, man. You gotta start to preserve that energy, man. You gotta start to preserve that energy. Like he says, it's gonna slow your aging. You're gonna have more energy throughout the day. You're gonna have a better sex life with your woman. You're gonna be more likely to be able to be disciplined, because if you can be that disciplined to not ejaculate every time you have sex, oh, you can be disciplined in any area of your life. It's gonna be, because that, to be honest, that's probably gonna be the hardest one. You guys talk about wake up doing push-ups every day. Try to not ejaculate every time you have sex, or start to train yourself to get to that point where you can shoot it up your spine and have that kind of like blissful moment like that still keeps you energized, still keeps you ready to go for round 2, 3, and 4. Like, try to become that type of guy, because hey, it's gonna, and mind you, this is a small percentage of men. Like I said, I'm not even a master at this yet. I guarantee it's 99.9999% of guys can not do this, don't even have this knowledge yet. So becoming that 0.0000001% of men will change your life, man. You're going to be way ahead of other guys. Like I say, you're going to have more control over yourself, better relationships, better sex life in general. You're going to be a lot healthier, man. You're going to be a lot healthier of a person, man. But let me know what you guys think, all my semen retention guys, all my NoFap guys. Let me know what you think about this video, and if there's any other nuggets of information, or if you are somebody that knows how to, shoot it up your spine and have that spiritual blissful moment, give some tips. Give some tips down in the what's it called, in the comments below. I know guys talk about like Kegels and all that stuff can help strengthen that muscle down there. So like, give your tips down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. As always, love y'all. I'm out.